Hey guys, ADPC Customs here. I thought I'd cover a repair technique, a troubleshooting step, if you will. How do I fix my corrupted version of Windows? I'm getting a weird issue that there doesn't seem to be any fix for. And this one's a little controversial with some. I'm of course talking about SFC Scannow. Now, there are people all over the internet that say, oh, run SFC Scannow, that'll fix it. And then you get a lot of people saying, no, don't run that. It doesn't work. It's garbage. It doesn't do anything. Now, you'll get a lot of technicians, supposed IT professionals, that say that this does not work and it is stupid. I mean, let's just have a look here. Just a quick scan of Reddit, just a quick search for SFC Scannow, and this is what comes up. These are some subreddits that come up. How reliable is it? Failure after blue screen of death. Just run SFC Scannow for fun, and this appears. Fixed third issue in my life. Has it ever fixed anything for you? And I can't believe it. SFC Scannow fixed something. People think that it doesn't work. Now, that's not true. It will do the job it's designed to do. It just won't do it if you're not using it properly. Now, most people don't understand how to use it. Now, SFC Scannow, it's a system file checker. It will scan your system files and check for corruption, and it will then attempt to fix those corrupted files by replacing them with a cached copy that Windows maintains in a safe, secure location. Now, the problem is these files can become out of date. After you've run several updates, they can become out of date and they're no longer going to work, or they can actually become corrupted themselves through some fault on the drive or whatever. Now, we're going to have a look at SFC Scannow, and I'm going to do this live. I've not run it for a while, and I've not run it while I've been researching and doing this video. So this will be, if there are any problems on my system, we will find out together. So we're going to need the command prompt, and we're going to need to run it as an administrator. Right, so here we are. I'll full screen it so we can see what we're doing. So we'll be typing in SFC /scannow, and it will begin the scan. Now, this can take some time, depending on how many system files it's got and all the rest of it. It will take a while. It's probably not dependent on much apart from, well, how fast it can complete the scan. So what we'll do is we will let this run, and I will speed it up in the edit. So I thought I'd drop back in at this point and just explain a couple of things. So at the moment, it's in the first phase, which is the verification phase of the system scan. So it's going to verify that you've got all the files and whether they're correct or not. Then after that, it's going to try to replace those files with non-corrupt, or replace the missing, if there's any missing files. It's going to try and replace them, or replace the corrupted files with non-corrupted files from the cache. Now, this cache is the system image file. It's basically a snapshot of Windows in its pristine state. It's a snapshot of the system files and how it works. Now, what a lot of people tend to do, and I'll continue this while this in the background. What a lot of people tend to do is they'll recommend doing an SFC Scannow without telling you what to do beforehand. I'm going to tell you how this works properly after we've run this scan. But first, what a lot of people tend to do is they'll find that they've got a problem on their system and there's some weird behavior, it's corrupted, Microsoft Update isn't working, or something isn't working the way it should, and it's Windows is misbehaving, or Windows is crashing a lot, or Windows isn't functioning the way it should do. So they'll look it up. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And a lot of people who are either actually technicians or claiming to be technicians will say, oh, you need to reinstall Windows to fix corrupted files. You've not needed to reinstall Windows, do a full Windows clean reinstall for quite some time to fix corrupted files. You can fix corrupted files in Windows without doing a full Windows reinstall. There is the long, laborious way, and that's trying to find out what system files are corrupted and manually replace them by copying them from an ISO, a Windows ISO, but you need to also make sure you've got the correct Windows ISO for your version of Windows and your copy of Windows, because it won't work if you're running a brand spanking new, fully up-to-date version of Windows. Now, hang on a minute. Let's see if I can find out what version of Windows I'm running, apart from, obviously, Windows 10. So, as you can see, I'm running Windows 10 Pro, and I'm on 22H2. Build number 19045.4780. With this feature pack. Now, if I had an ISO of Windows 10 from when I bought Windows 10, it's not going to be up to date. So it's not going to have the up-to-date system files for this build. So going through and copying over system files and replacing system files that way isn't going to work. They're not going to be the correct ones. So that's going to leave the problem as is. It's not going to solve it. Let's check on where we're at. 43% through. It's not too slow. So you use the system image. Windows for, I think it's been at least since Vista maybe, or Windows 7, there's been the system image file as a backup, and you've been able to repair Windows that way. So what you'll find is you'll get told to run SFC Scannow by the ones who don't tell you to reinstall Windows, and you'll run it, and there's a possibility that it will fail. It will give you an error. It will say something along the lines of SFC completed a scan, some errors were found, and not all were able to be repaired. And you'll probably notice you still have your problem. This is not the way to use SFC Scannow properly. That you have to use it with another tool, which I will show you once this is complete. So we'll pause again here and come back when the scan is complete. Okay, so we're back and it's completed, and as you can see, it found some corrupted files and repaired them. Now, I would be considered lucky by a lot of online amateur technicians and some actual technicians, because it actually worked for me. But it only worked because of this. It's because of this. The reason why it will fail and you'll get the error message is because you're not running another thing in front of it. So before you run SFC Scannow, to make sure that it's going to work, you need to run this command. Now, what this is going to do, this runs DISM, which is for your disk image. I think it's disk image stability management or something like that. And all this means online means you're looking for an image, or you're trying to find the image on your system for the currently running operating system. And it's going to check all your system files and make sure you've got clean ones and make sure they're good. So when you run this, there we go, deployment image servicing and management tool. Okay, I believe I was typing it wrong, so we'll try again. There we go. And as you can see, I've got the correct image version and no corruption detected. But if there was, it would show a different screen and it will attempt to replace the corrupted files with non-corrupted ones. Then you would run your SFC Scannow and it will replace the corrupted files in the actual system files and fix your problem. So, you get told to run SFC Scannow. Don't just run SFC Scannow. Make sure you've got a correct image, a correct system image on your system by running DISM. I'll put the commands on screen and I'll put the commands in the description. But if you run DISM first and then you run SFC Scannow second, it will fix the problem unless you've got a major problem or you could not get a clean system image. There are videos out there showing you how to get a clean system image. You can also point this by using the different switches at the end of the command. So you can also tell it where to look. Now, if you just run DISM exe and do run a help command, it will show you the commands and what they do. That's a little bit beyond the scope of this video. This is just a quick video to get out there saying DISM and SFC Scannow. SFC Scannow does work. Stop telling people it doesn't. It does work. You're using it wrong. You can also create a batch file, which I have already done. All you have to do to create, basically, it's basically like a script, is you open up Notepad and you put in the commands that you would use. I've saved it here as a batch file. Basically, it is you open up Notepad, you type in the commands DISM space /online space /cleanup -image space /RestoreHealth. Then you would also add in the SFC Scannow as well and save that as a batch file. And there we go. Here we are. This is all you need to do. Open up open up your Notepad. Leave a space top line, like this is how I did it. Leave the first line blank, then type this in. Leave a line space, then type this in. Save it as whatever you want to call it. I call it System Health Restore. Save it as whatever file name you want that you'll remember, and save it as a .bat file, which is a batch file. And you can close it, and then when you navigate into your folder where you've saved it, you run as an administrator. It will open the command prompt like this, and it will run DISM. Exit that one. And then it will run SFC Scannow afterwards. Now, you can also use the task scheduler, the Windows task scheduler, to run this at set intervals as a maintenance for your system. I think this is a pretty good idea. Now, I don't need to run this. I've just run it, so I'm going to quit. And that's the end of the video. Basically, SFC Scannow does work. You've just been using it wrong. And I will be back with another video quite soon. I've been working on it in the background. This video will be going back. This next video will be going back to the NVIDIA app once again. Yes, I am going back to the NVIDIA app. I am not a one-trick pony, but I am going back to the NVIDIA app because there is something I missed in the optimization video. So I'll be going back into that for a very quick video, just showing you the thing that I missed that might be useful to you. And I'm planning a couple more videos that will hopefully be coming soon. So, all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.